What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, as you can see on your screen, and as you have seen by the title, Oleksandr Usyk versus Daniel Dubois is now done and official for Saturday, August 26th in Poland, where Usyk is alleged to be hiding. That's where he's been posted up in the bunker in Poland, 100%. Anyway, listen, my thoughts on this are clear. Usyk is the man Fury wants to be. Yeah, Usyk, in fact, no, that's a lie. Usyk is beyond the man Fury could ever dream of being at this point, because you got to bear in mind, people, Fury's 6'9". Did you get that? Fury's 6'9", 270 pounds. So even in the heavyweight division, even for heavyweight division standards, Tyson Fury is almost super heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? So Fury's actually fighting men who he's supposed to beat, with all due respect. Yeah, as a 270 pound, 6'9" man, you're supposed to beat 240 pound people. Let's call it a spade it. That's what's supposed to happen. In any other weight division, even if you adjust it, when you look at weight comparison, what's important isn't the pounds, it's the percentage. So if you're 270 pounds, Tyson Fury, and you're fighting someone who's even, for easy's sake, let's say they're 27 pounds lighter. So you're fighting someone 243 pounds. That's 10%. That's the equivalent of a 154 fighter going up to 168. 10%. Oops. Do you know what I'm saying? So why is this relevant to the Usyk Dubois fight? Well, Usyk is fighting legitimate contenders, and he ain't even supposed to be there. Do you get that? Yeah, this man. You can look at Usyk. Usyk isn't like Holyfield, 225, 230, and just pumped full of roids, all the neck and whatever else. Usyk's gone up in weight, and he really, he may allege that, I was struggling at cruiserweight. I don't deny that. I think what Usyk was really looking for is something like 210. Bridgerweight would have been perfect for him. Usyk doesn't need to go up to 250 to feel more comfortable. You can see it on his body. Usyk at 220 or 225, he looks soft. So you've got a soft dude who's usually athletic going up and fighting these men who are literally, this is the equivalent. Usyk at 225, I think Dubois about 255. That's 30 pounds. That's like Canelo fighting at cruiserweight. Simple as that. That's what it's like. Oops. Do you understand that? He ain't want to do that one. Usyk ain't doing no weird, bear in mind Usyk's the free belt champion, yeah? He ain't doing no weird Canelo one, I'll fight you at cruiserweight but come down to 180 and rehydration clause. Usyk's saying, listen, even though I'm not supposed to be in this weight, I'm stepping up and I'm taking on contenders, not Chisora. Yeah? And that's the crazy thing. Let's think about this for a second. Tyson Fury, 6'9", 270 pounds. And bear in mind, he likes to point this out. I can't get the voice right anymore, but he comes out, he comes in huffing and puffing about, he admits, he was telling David, hey, I'm 6'9", 275 pounds of inside fightingness. So he knows the advantages he has. And yet, Usyk, in his second fight at heavyweight, fought Chisora. Fury, who's a career and, well, like I said, Fury's not just a career heavyweight, he's a career super heavyweight, if that makes sense. Fury's career has been based on fighting people who are smaller than him. Whatever way you want to cut it, rightly or wrongly, the fact that, think about it, boxing is made by humans. There's no god that made the weight limits. So realistically, there could have been another two weights in there. Part of the reason they made heavyweight over 200 pounds was like when heavyweights was 185. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure it's something like that. The 200 pound limit is, I think there was one before that. I think maybe 100 years ago or whatever it was, there was another weight limit for heavyweight, like 180. But people have been getting bigger, been bulking. Yeah, people have been getting bigger. So, but the boxing hasn't adjusted. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't adjusted. It hasn't changed the weight things. It hasn't moved the weights up. So, but either way, the reason I tell you that is to say that Fury, who's not only been a career heavyweight, has been a career I'd call him heavyweight plus. Yeah, so Fury spent his whole career fighting people smaller than him, and still, after 30 fights as a career heavyweight, he fought Chisora. His last fight, facts. Yeah, Tyson Fury's last fight was against Chisora, a man who Usyk fought in his second fight heavyweight. Make it make sense. Yeah? And now, Usyk is overlapping Fury. Yeah? Because whilst Fury's last fight's Chisora, who Usyk, he been beat him. Well, I thought it was close. I thought Chisora did better than AJ, but either way, Usyk's beat AJ, he's beat Chisora, and now he's fighting the next bull. I don't think Dubois all that, but at the end of the day, man, he up next. Oops. Yeah? And this is going to be legacy defining for Usyk. This run. Because this implies he's going to take out Dubois, or he's going to try to take out Dubois, he's going to try to take out Hrgovic, and then he's going to... I mean, I'm sorry, yeah. I've just had a shiver go down my spine. Because that is a run. Yeah, Dubois, Hrgovic, and then the winner of Zhang and Joyce. I ain't even bothered about it. If Fury carries on ducking, I'm going to tell you now, Usyk is the best heavyweight of this generation. And he ain't even meant to be a heavyweight. Meanwhile, the big buff, 6'9", 270-pound guy is out here fighting Chisora and Ngannou and a bunch of bums. Yeah, so don't, after this run, yeah, I don't want to hear no more about Tyson Fury. I just don't. Not even once. If Usyk completes this run, it'll be one of the best runs in the game, adjusted for the weight as well. Do you get that? Do you know? I'm not saying you could maybe look at Lennox Lewis's resume, but Lennox Lewis was a 6'4", 250-pound man. Yeah, for Usyk to beat AJ, to beat Chisora, to beat Dubois, to beat Hrgovic, and to beat the winner of Zhang and Joyce, yeah, is going to be a bad dude. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be bad because if Joe Joyce wins, that means he's learnt something about the southpaw game for the first time in his life. Yeah, if Zhang wins, he's a big block who ain't slow and he's massive. So if Usyk goes on that run and beats all them, what? Oh, but YB Fury beat Wilder. That's all you got. That's all Fury fans got to talk about. But YB Fury beat Wilder 6-7 years ago, and now he's fighting Ngannou. So I respect Usyk. Like obviously, we could get into the political side of things, like, oh, should he be hiding in Poland and not? but as far as this boxing game goes, man, he has my most respect because I don't advise this. Now, people like Eddie Hearn have said things like, YB, not to me, but kind of, Eddie Hearn isn't replying to what I've said, but I'm saying, Eddie Hearn said things like, oh, we never ducked Usyk and we fought all challengers. This isn't that, though. Yeah? You can give AJ respect. AJ never turned down no one. But Eddie Hearn said, oh, we could have ducked Usyk. And Usyk gets more respect than AJ's run because AJ's a big buff, burly, career heavyweight. Yeah? So the fact AJ didn't turn down fighting a cruiserweight, like, what do you mean we could have turned it down? How could have you? Yeah? Are you the baddest man? And bear in mind, the heavyweight champion is like... Is a figurehead of the sport. How could a heavyweight, and he's not, AJ isn't just a heavyweight, he's the buffest heavyweight I've ever seen in my life. How could the buffest heavyweight, about Eddie Hearn, oh, we could have turned it down, how could have you? Yeah? If there was a morsel, if someone as buff as AJ, yeah, has a morsel of pride, how could you turn down a mandatory challenge from a cruiserweight? You know? So again, Usyk could easily. I mean, look at the WBC. The WBC is a shambles. WBC came out, and I feel sorry for the guy. I feel sorry for Mauricio. He'd been touched. There's no doubt about that now. Mauricio come out. I've got a video coming soon. He comes out. Oh, we're not ordering a mandatory for Fury. Bear in mind, people, the mandatory was supposed to be ordered 3 months ago. Yeah, Fury knocked out Dillian White 15 months ago. There should be a mandatory every year. I think you're supposed to fight a mandatory every year. So really, it's 6 months late. So 6 months late, the WBC come out, oh, we're not ordering one. So I reckon that gives Fury another year. Meanwhile, rightfully so, the WBA and everyone else is on Usyk's neck. But what I'm saying is, Usyk could have easily dropped one of the belts and waited another 6 months, or tried to pull a Fury and get some of the Ukrainian mafiosi to start touching the... Do you know what I mean? That's what he could have done. Instead, he's doing what it says on the tin. I'm a boxer. I'm a heavyweight world champion boxer, and I'll take whoever next. And to think Fury came out and said, oh, you don't want to fight Dubois for peanuts. Oops. Yeah, this is what being real is about, people. Yeah? Oh, you don't want to fight Dubois for peanuts. Well, he does. Oops. You know what I mean? Like, Fury, this is what a man is. You talk about being a man. You talk about, 500 years of bare knuckle and this, that, the other. Oh my. One of them ones. You talk about being bare knuckle and everything else. And I think there are some, from what I've seen, Fury's got a family member or one of them ones, second cousin or something like that. Bartley Gorman. He, from what I've seen, he was a real dude. And he'd be turning in his grave right now looking at Fury. Yeah? Not handling his business. No excuse for it. But for Usyk, 100% salute. How the fight goes, I guess we can talk about it on another day. I mean, you got to back Usyk to win the fight. Dubois can't fight southpaws. He can't. I just don't think he can. I think a lot of people can't fight southpaws for what it's worth. Joe Joyce can't. That's what we found out. And we've seen that quite a few times, really. Joe Joyce over the last 10 years hasn't really changed much against southpaws. They just hit him with everything, with the backhand all night. And Dubois, AJ the same way. He can't fight southpaw. Dubois, what are the chances Dubois, who's even stiffer than AJ, what are the chances he gonna be able to fight southpaw? I don't think it's likely. I think Usyk gonna pop him in the head all night. Truth be known. Dubois' best bet would be just to, and I say this every time more or less, but that's the truth. Yeah, I talked the other day about Hagler and Hearns. And people said to me, why be, Dillian couldn't do this, Dillian couldn't do that. Watch Hagler and Hearns. Yeah? Both men put on an example. And people say, oh, but these are great fights. Well, what made it a great fight? Yeah? It's no good running to the end and looking at the result. What made it a great fight was two men who was really with the shits. Do you get that? Yeah, it's not about, but YB, that was a classic fight. It was a classic fight because two men came to fight. There's no reason there can't be more classic fights. The problem is, often, two men ain't coming to fight. One man coming to look pretty at the end of the fight, Ryan Garcia. Ooh, my nose is running. I don't want to get my nose broke up. So I'm going to take a knee now. 100%. Or you got other buff dudes. AJ, well, don't really fancy getting stuck in. So I'll just go out sad and then kick off after the fight. You know, one's there. That's not... So don't stop telling me about, but it's a great fight for a reason. It's a great fight because two men... I mean, give me an example. You tell me an example, where two men came to squabble and it weren't a great fight. I've never seen that one. Do you get? You have to look at the underlying here. The underlying isn't the result. The underlying is what happens before that. Yeah? So, I bring that up to say, if Dubois comes to fight and have a go, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard night for Usyk. But I've got a feeling, we've seen it in a Joyce fight. Yeah? Dubois will come hard for a few rounds. Maybe. He might. I don't know. Bear in mind, that last Kevin Lerena, who Frank Warren had to step in and save him and pay him off. That Kevin Lerena, yeah. He popped Dubois in his chops and like Dillian White, his knee went. And that was a southpaw. So what I'm saying, like, Dubois has already been bruised by Joyce, and now he's been popped by a bum, and his knee buckled. So if there's ever a time not to be confident against southpaws, it's going to be this time. And as far as confidence goes in the game, it's not going to take many straight left hands from Usyk, and Dubois is going to be double thinking himself. Yeah. Now listen, double thinking yourself only goes so far. If Dubois comes with it, yeah. If Dubois is packing, then it'll be. I don't care what happens. That's the point I'm making. Yeah. If you come to fight and you're 255 pounds and Usyk's 225 pounds, it's going to be a hard night's work. And that's what Chisora, to be fair, that's what Chisora showed. Chisora showed, I'm old, dusty, not the highest level, not the biggest, but I come have a go. And Usyk was not looking great. But now, of course, Usyk will have adjusted to some extent to the weight and whatever else. So he can't be worse now. But Usyk's getting old as well. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I say to Dubois. I say to Dubois, do you want to be great? That's what I'll be telling him in the whole camp. It's up to you, man. If you want to fall off, like if you want to lose your head like AJ, just go in there and do what you've been doing. But this is the time. There's never going to be a better opportunity for Dubois to get a W. You're fighting a 37-year-old man and you're 25 or whatever, if you ain't gonna do it, when you gonna do it then? If you ain't gonna do it at 25 versus 35-year-old, for however old Usyk is, you ain't never gonna do it. Yeah, if you ain't gonna do it against a 37-year-old man and you're 25 and you've got £30 weight advantage, you ain't never gonna do it. Because some things just matter more than, I believe, than the skill in that. Too much weight, too much age, and he's not. Dubois can punch. What we haven't seen from Dubois is Dubois digging in. We haven't seen that. We haven't seen Dubois get gritty. We've seen Dubois lose his head. Yeah. That's what we have seen. We ain't seen nothing else. And that's, unfortunately, you can be as big and as buff as you want, but if you ain't got it, and we've seen little tidbits in the AJ fight versus Usyk. The second one, yeah, AJ had a little bit of a go, and Usyk was looking. That's what I'm getting at. If you have 30 pounds in weight and 4 inches in height, or 3 inches in height, and 10 years in age, and you have a bit of a go, it's going to be hard. You can't. It's the game. It's the fight game. You can't overcome everything like that. Where Usyk can overcome it, where Usyk can overcome the age and the weight, is when you ain't got this on your head. Yeah, if you go in there and you're big and buff for nothing, yeah, and you can't put it together and you can't get stuck in and you can't summon some Zulu strength in you, then you're just going to get punched up. And I can, truth be known, if I was to bet now, I already told you, I think Usyk going to ding him in the mouth all night, and after about 2 rounds, Dubois ain't going to want to be there. Yeah, the same way he didn't want to be there. And the thing about Usyk's much more accurate than Joe Joyce, or with the backhand for sure, and it's much faster. It's faster than Joe. It's more accurate. It's more tricky. And if Joe, you know what I mean, like, it's one of them ones. Yeah. But like I said, this comes down to Dubois. Who does Dubois want to be? Does Dubois want to be known as the man who came and had a go, or does he want to be known as the man who's big for nothing and buff for nothing? That's what needs to be told in the camp. No good blowing smoke up Dubois' arse. Yeah, because he don't need that. Yeah, because the smoke up his arse, when he get punched in the mouth, we've seen it. It can disappear. No good blowing smoke. I say, listen, Dubois, it's going to be a hard night if you want to win. If you want to win, you're going to have to go to the place that the old timers went to. Yeah? That's what you have to be with it. You have to bring it. And if you ain't packing, sit down and stay at home. That's what I tell him, 100%. Sit down and stay at home if you ain't packing. Are we packing? Yeah, his trainers need to ask him, are we packing on the 26th? Or what are we doing? It's going to be one or the other. Either Dubois packing, or he's going to get caught lacking, 100%. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, and like off the button, 100%. There's no doubt about this one.